What's good, everybody? This is Bleeding Green Daily with your host, Bleeding Green Fan 1987. Today, as you all already know, we look like some trash out there. For the past 2 weeks, we've looked like some trash. For whatever reason, the front seven can't do what the front seven should have been done as advertised. Our linebackers can't stop any passes whatsoever. Our defensive front four cannot pass rush and get us any sacks. They're getting pressures. They're getting into the backfield, but they're not coming home with it. And the other thing that they're doing, even if they're not getting sacks, they're unable to get the pressure is not affecting the quarterback's throws. It's not rushing the quarterback's throws. Quarterbacks are having clean pockets, and they are attacking us downfield. It looks horrible. It looks like trash. On top of that, we have rookies who are rookies, and rookies who are rookies are not typically don't show up the first couple of games of the season. They're not going to produce like crazy. They're not going to get you the yards or the touchdowns. We all would hope some teams get lucky enough to get that, but it hasn't happened for us yet. Rager had a pretty good showing the first time. We barely heard from him in this week. Let's see what else is going on. Carson is definitely having some accuracy issues. I don't know if it has to do with the groin injury. I don't know if it has to do with not having preseason. I don't know if it has to do with the extra weight that he's put on, the extra muscle he's put on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's easy coaching. There's rumors out there that his coaches, specifically his offensive coordinator, is buddy with him and not coaching him hard enough, and that's kind of been his MO since 2017. That's kind of been the rumor since 2017 when we had Frank and did Flippo. So I'm not sure what the issue is. Whatever it is, our MVP quarterback seems to be regressing. He's not making his reads fast enough. It looks like he's always late throwing the ball. It appears that he's off. He's either really high or he's off target, or he's late delivering the ball. So whatever the issue is, he's not looking like himself. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I don't know what it is. His mechanics have never been the greatest. His mechanics have always been average. But he's been able to use his mobility, his out of the pocket throws, his athleticism, and his strong arm to save the day here and there. So these issues, even though they've been issues forever, they haven't been things that we harp on for the most part, because he's been doing enough that we didn't have to harp on it. Now things are bad. Now things are ugly. Now things look horrible. Now we're losing. It's affecting games. It's affecting the team. We're losing to people we have no business losing to. And that's just where we're at. And because of that, we're where we're at. And some fans are to the point where they're calling for Jalen Hurts. Now, here's the thing. Jalen Hurts is a talented quarterback. He's looked good in some moments. I can see where the talent is. I can see how the talent might fit the offense and all of those things. Great. But he is still a rookie who has not had his opportunity on the field. We have not seen what he's looked in live game action. And the other thing is, rookies are going to have rookie years. That it tends to be a couple of losses, a couple of lumps, building on those things, and all of that. So if we're saying we're ready for Jalen Hurts, then we're ready to tank on the season. Not saying he'll be horrible, not saying he'll be bad, but you're saying that we're not capable of winning a playoff game, we're not capable of making the playoffs, and that Wentz should be done, and there's nothing left in the tank. I am not there yet. And this could be just pure optimism when I should be extremely pessimistic. But the things that he's doing seems correctable. The one thing I will say is he actually threw the darn ball away in this last game. And maybe you all don't agree with that. Maybe y'all don't like that. But if nothing is available and nothing is open, throw the ball away. It's better than you tossing to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the end zone. And for me, I saw a snapshot of what that looked like before he threw it. It looked like Arcega-Whiteside did have a step or two on the receiver. But the problem is that, like I said, he's delivering the ball late. If he had saw that and noticed that when he had a step or two on the DB, we're money. But it seems like the ball left his hands and the DB was able to catch up, get there, and make a play on the ball. You got to make those shots when the receiver sees it and when the receiver has the step. You have to throw your guys open. You have to be able to see the play unfold before it unfolds and not throw the ball as it's unfolding. If that was your guy after you went through your progressions, the ball should have been out and the ball should have met him in the end zone while he had a step or two on the receiver. And if it didn't meet him, it should have been so far down into the end zone that nobody else should have been able to catch it. That is what we need from our quarterback. Now, the offense could have changed. The offense could be new and different and have a bunch of different things in it. And that could affect a quarterback with young receivers who hasn't had an adequate amount of time to practice those things. If that's the case, sure, that's fine. Okay, got you. We're going to have to take some lumps for a little bit. But because we've seen some of these same issues from Carson Wentz, I'm going to first blame Carson Wentz for being stubborn and not learning from those things. Then second, I'll blame coaching. Now, what I'll say is there's one of two things going on. And I'll say it's one or two things. Well, I'll say it's one of three things going on. Or it could be all three things. I think the Jalen Hurts pick could be having an impact. Now, hear me out. Jalen Hurts is not a threat in the sense of Carson thinks that he is going to come out and take his job. I think Jalen Hurts is a threat in terms of what does the team think of my future? Is the team really looking for a quarterback who will be able to come in and help us win some games if we get in a tight spot? Or just there as a developmental guy that we can develop and send off later on down the line? Or is this the team losing faith and confidence in me? Now, if your quarterback is losing confidence and it's because the team inflicted it with its choice, some of that is on the quarterback. Definitely got to be confident and go out there and do your job regardless. You keep them on the bench as long as you're playing well. You have control over this issue. But the other thing is that if there's any rumblings, we've heard our quarterback's confidence be shot before. He got in a very dark place when Nick Foles took over and had to win the Super Bowl. Now, he didn't create a bad culture per se, but he did shut out people and kind of got into a place where he was not giving the team everything, giving the players as much access or being the same person. And maybe that was just him being in a dark place and not knowing how to handle being injured and not being able to be out there with his guys and it just got taken the wrong way. Or maybe it was just I can't handle being on the bench and watching someone else lead this team. Either way, if this move has caused some confidence issues again, we might be seeing that result. The other thing this could possibly be is a groin injury. We were told that he had a groin injury, and that was the mystery injury that he had during camp. Some beat writers said that this is typically something quarterbacks go through at the beginning of the season. We didn't have a preseason, so maybe the preseason would have allowed him time to work through those things and work through that groin injury, and be prepared and be fully mobile. Now, the reason I think that this could be the case is we haven't seen him be mobile, and we haven't seen, we've seen him be mobile, but he hasn't looked like his mobile self. The way his pocket presence is, the different things that are going on with coaching and not coaching and calling plays that work to his best abilities. I know I don't believe that Doug Peterson will put him in a bad place just to put him in a bad place, and they wouldn't call plays and different things that are not the strengths of their quarterback. So the only thing that I could think is either he has a groin injury, or because of the offense and the receivers, or whatever the case, they're trying to prevent him from being injured further. And they're trying to allow him to get comfortable and protecting him until that groin injury has worked itself out, so that he can be as mobile as he can be and do the things that we expect and usually see from him. So that is just my take as far as the groin injury. Now, the third thing, I know I said three things. Okay, so the first, I mentioned the Jalen Hurts. Two, I mentioned the injury. The third thing could just be the new offense. You have a new offense. You're putting a bunch of different things into this offense. Doug Peterson's hands are kind of tied because Jeffrey Lurie asked him to go out and find some offensive minds to insert some fresh ideas into the offense, and in inserting and trying to mesh together all these different concepts and new things, maybe the offense isn't coming together as quickly. Maybe these things aren't all the knots and all the kinks and all the problems haven't been tied together and figured out yet with this offense. Maybe Carson is having a hard time dealing with this. I tend not to lead in that direction because this offense should fit what Carson is good at, which is more so making me lean back towards the groin injury, and maybe not having the off season necessary to kind of play with these ideas and play with these things. So I really don't know. I don't think it's the offense. You would think the play actions, you would think the bootlegs, you would think the screens, you would think up tempo, you would think all of these things would play into Carson's strengths. Rollouts, all of those things should play to Carson's strengths, but for whatever reason they are not. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going on, and it's not looking good. But for whatever reason, the quarterback is off, and if the quarterback is off, there's a problem. So, like I said, the one thing I did like seeing from Carson was him throwing it out of bounds. I have not seen him do that in a long time. I've been fussing at the screen for him to throw those things away and stop being Superman. It looked like he tried not to be Superman as far as in the pocket, trying to do all these mobile things, throwing the ball away when he had a chance, staying clean, no sacks, no crazy sacks that was on him. The issue that I do have, though, is he's still pressing. He's still trying to force things. He's still just doing too much. And it's still quite evident. So the next couple of weeks is going to show us a few things. The next couple of weeks is either going to show us a guy who can respond to criticism, because if, let's say that rumor is true, that he doesn't take well to coaching, that he's stubborn, that he doesn't like to listen. Now, he can do all of that in the building while things are going good, and while he's winning games, and while the fan base is still in love with him, and while people are getting the ball, teammates are in love, everything's working, everything's going great, we still got a chance at the playoffs. He can be as stubborn as he wants when those things are all in play and working to his favor. You're 0-2. You got the crap beat out of you by a Washington team that should have been defeated in the last two quarters. That should have had all the life sucked out of them in a 17-0 lead. And then you got beat by a Rams team who should not have beat on you the way that you should have been. The way that they beat on you. And that you were climbing back into the game and had opportunities and had shots to win that ball game, and you shot yourself in the foot again. That would have been two major wins, one towards the division and the other towards the NFC. That would have been strong for us and would have looked amazing for our playoff chances. Early, anyway. Definitely had some tough road games ahead of us. Definitely got some tough games ahead of us. But you would think that those two, if we could have pulled out those two wins, it looks good going into this hard stretch that we were coming up on. But we didn't get those. And now we're coming up on one of the toughest stretches that we'll probably have all season. These will not be gimme games. These will not be... the Bengals game is definitely not a gimme game. Yes, I know it's a rookie quarterback and all of that. But that team is lost as well. They are going to be playing desperate. They do not want to go to 0-3. We do not want to go to 0-3. It is all the makings and recipe for a trap game. We definitely cannot blow this. This will be the closest gimme game, even though it's a trap, that we'll have. We have to win this game, get a little confidence going into the next two, which will be tougher. We have to gel. We have to see Carson Wentz get more accurate. We have to see Carson make better decision making. We have to see him get the ball to his playmakers so that we can build this confidence, get a win, and build a good cushion so that we can build some confidence and some camaraderie going into this tough stretch that we have. We also had to do the same for Doug as well, because Doug Peterson is receiving a lot of flack and a lot of crap right now as well. And this could be a make or break season for us. This Jeffrey Lurie's usually a calm, cool, and collected guy, but depending on how bad things get, this could be a year where Jeff is like, forget it. I need somebody who can get my quarterback to play well. Why I still have this opportunity, why he's still young, and why he's still in his prime. So Doug's got to shape up and ship up, and Carson's got to do the same. Yeah, so with all of that said, this is going to be make or break week for Carson. This is the time to get rid of all that stubbornness, if that rumor is true. Get rid of every stubborn bone in your body. Listen to all the coaching from here on out. Your career is on the line. There's Hurts waiting on the bench, not plotting and planning against you, but this is you potentially giving up your future with the Philadelphia Eagles, because right now you're not taking well to coaching. Right now your skills and the strengths of your skill set are not showing through. Right now we're losing football games. Right now we have a pandemic going on where a lot of people are suffering and struggling, and the one thing that Philadelphia fans are looking forward to is winning some ball games and right now you're stinking up the joint. Right now you all aren't making good on your offensive plays. Right now you're not making good on your defensive plays. Right now, I think special teams is the only one showing some bright spots 2 games straight, and not much of that either. But it's do or die time now. The season is definitely already on the line because you choked away 2 games. We don't want to hear we got to coach better. We don't want to hear I've got to play better. We don't want to hear what adversity you all have, because the last 2 seasons you all have been able to overcome adversity and still make some wins, win some games, and get us to the playoffs regardless of the results. So we're not. When it's unacceptable, when you created this winning culture, when you told us that this is the norm, winning and going to the playoffs every year, when you told us that you were all in for getting Wentz the weapons that they needed, when you all said that you were going to get the bright ideas for offensive minded coaches to bring in some new and fresh ideas, when you said that you were going to do what you needed to do for the defense, when you let key players walk, Nigel Bradham, when you let Malcolm Jenkins go, when you let certain players go, and said that this is the best for us moving forward, when you put JP onto the other side and you did it late, all the moves and all the things that you did, all the decision making Carson Wentz is making in the games, all the decisions you all are making as coaches, all the decisions you all have made as a football team, it's unacceptable to ask us to be calm and patient with you all when you all created this culture that we're now asking you to be consistent with. We're now asking you to make good with what you said you were going to do. We're now saying that if you didn't bring us an offensive coordinator and you wanted to bring all these offensive minds together, this is your decision, Jeffrey Lurie. This is your decision, Coach Peterson. You didn't bring in some of the offensive minds that you were thinking about hiring. You didn't go get Dan from Get Up. You didn't actually create an offensive coordinator. You did all of these things, put it all in place. You knew we had COVID-19 going down. You are blaming no preseason on why the team is this way, but 32 other teams had the same situations to deal with, the same barriers, the same risk, and all the same problems to deal with, the same rookies to coach up, injuries to deal with. You get no excuses from us. You get nothing. You get nothing. It's time to show up. It's time to shut up and play. It's time to show us that Wentz is a 5th-year veteran who should have been MVP in 2017 and who still has it. It's Wentz's job to keep Jalen Hurts on the bench. It's Wentz's job to get these receivers up to speed so that we can start winning some games. It's Wentz's job to put the ball where it needs to go and allow these guys to catch it, get catchable balls. It's his job to make decisions that doesn't have these offensive linemen out here fighting for 8 and 12 seconds trying to protect Wentz. It's his job to put these receivers in a good place to catch the ball. It's his job to make sure Ertz and Goddard are in good places to get the ball. It's his job to not steer down receivers. It's his job to not throw the ball to a receiver who is definitely going to get ate up as soon as he catches the ball. It's his job to make sure Miles is in a good place if he's going to pass it off to him and not just give it to him to get murdered. We're looking for the leadership. We're looking for the skills. We're looking for the coaching. We're looking for all of these things, and we need to get better in all regards. And I'm not even going to get started on this defense, which has a front 7 that is getting a whole bunch of money, especially the front 4, and has not gotten a sack yet. If Fletcher Cox is this $100 million man we're supposedly paying, then Fletcher Cox has to get back there and murder someone. these are the things that we're asking of you because these are the decisions you made, and this is the way that you made up the team, the makeup of the team. I don't want to hear any excuses next week. If Burrow comes out and murders our defense, there's a problem. We should be making this rookie have a horrible game against us. We should be killing what should be an inexperienced team. We should be able to stop the run and make their running back have a slow game, because that's the strength of our defense. So no excuses. This week, get it done. Get it done.